What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today we have another retro model review for you guys. Today we have the NG models 1 to 400 scale American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Flagship Freedom livery. I thoroughly hope you guys are excited for today's videos. This is such a cool model by NG Models. What an outstanding model this is with so many elements to it, and you guys know how excited I get for these American Airlines Chrome airplanes. Man, I am so excited to take a look at this one. And let's just dive straight into it with the box, everybody. Let's get started. Alrighty, everybody, so here we go with the box. So man, what an incredible model this is, the American Airlines 737-800 Flagship Freedom livery. This is such an awesome livery with such a meaningful purpose, and man, just take a look at this. How about this? Let's get started. Boeing 737-800 with the Boeing logo up here, and then you have back during the day, or when NG model started, 2018, 20, if you will, they kind of had this box design that was kind of like this, where it kind of cuts off, if you will, multiple times they did that. So that's what you have on this box with the CGI right here and the ribbon right there as well, which looks really good. Flagship livery in support of all who serve. What an incredible livery this is right here. Then you got the emblem right there, AA, and then American Airlines, the old livery, of course, registration November 905, Alpha November, and then you got the Boeing trademark and the NG Models logo, and just thoroughly a really cool box, as you guys can see, with all the applicable detail. It is a great theme, and you love to see it right there. I really like the attention to detail, especially with the sorry about the box right there, but you can see the ribbon right there too. Really cool. Back very similar to the front, and yeah, pretty typical NG box outside of that, but really like it, and they did a very good job on it. Alrighty, everybody, and here we go with the actual model itself. As you guys can see, this is an absolute stunner, by NG Models. This is such a nice aircraft, and man, just take a look at that applicable detail. That is absolutely awesome. Let's dive into the elements and see what this thing is all about. Alrighty, everybody, so here we go with this amazing model. Man, this is just so cool, and I can't see all the actual details like you guys can on that screen. I can see a couple of them. Man, this is just super nice. So let's take a look at this. So first and foremost, of course, you have the cockpit windows. The really nice panel right here in the nose cone. NG Models had some interesting goes at it with their nose cones on 737s. Personally, I think this one looks fair, so not too bad right there. Very good job. You got the nose landing gear right here with the nose landing gear door in the fleet code. They did fix this let's see here. I think they fixed this about a year after they made this model in terms of the height, so they did end up fixing that, but unfortunately on this model it did suffer the height. But if that's the worst thing with the model, you really can't complain. Looking very good. Here's the L1 boarding door right here, thoroughly detailed. NG Models did an outstanding job, especially with the actual panel, the open, or the levered open and all that fun stuff. Just super good job here by NG. That's incredible. Then you got the slash on top, and then you got the One World logo, and on top of that you also have the Flagship Freedom ribbon right there. Super nice attention to detail by NG. They did an outstanding job right there. Well done. Very nice. Then you got the blue, white, and red, of course, so iconic to American Airlines, of course. Then you got the chrome underneath as well. Just super nice right there. NG did a fantastic job. Looking through the middle of the aircraft, of course, you got the American Airlines billboard titles right here, and this is where first class would have been at that time. And then, of course, it moves into the economy plus with the economy as well. Super nice here for the American model right here, of course. Then moving into the middle of the aircraft, you're going to find the emergency exits right here in the pad for that as well, which looks really nice. And here's your CFM56. I believe these are -7 variant engines. Could be wrong on that. Still learning, but I believe that's a -7 variant. And again, if I'm wrong, feel free to comment and correct me, but I think those are -7s. Then you got the antenna as well, and all that fun applicable detail too. So just thoroughly super well detailed, and ultimately a really nice model. As you guys can see, the wings are thoroughly detailed right here. They look very nice. Really good job right here with the lines and everything that they got included on there, and also some phenomenal detail there on the slats as well. Just taking a look at that reflection, man. That's one of the best parts of this model, in my opinion. Then you got the main landing gear, of course, which are really nicely detailed in this aircraft, in the dual antenna right there. And of course, you got the winglet right here, which looks so cool with the AA.com, and such a good attention to detail right there with the ribbon as well right there too. The AA.com seems like it's slightly high on this model, and they have done that with a couple of other chrome airplanes that they made in the past, so not a huge knock right there. But again, if that's the worst thing with this model, you really can't complain. Very nice job right there. Here's the main cabin continuing right here with multiple windows, all really nicely spaced and really nicely done, so good job there by NG. And then of course you're going to be seeing right here the really big part of this livery, the Flagship livery in honor of all, or in support, of all that serve. Really, really nice right there, and you love to see it right there. Such a cool livery, and what a meaningful purpose. November 905, Alpha November for the tail number. You got the gray underneath right here too, and then you got the absolutely beautiful tail, as you guys can see, with the AA right there in the Flagship Freedom livery, or ribbon, on there, which is just so awesome. I remember seeing this aircraft a couple of times, and man, just absolute blast. In the US flag, of course, up there on the top of the tail. And you got the horizontal stabilizers along with the APU unit too. So thoroughly good good model, man. As you guys can see, so many applicable details. On the other side, you're going to find gray luggage doors, which is quite interesting. Outside that, a pretty standard American 737, but man, the little detail back here makes it so applicable. Just take a look at how awesome that looks right there. Very nice. And here's what a view of the inside of the winglet looks like as well. Sorry about the shade, but you guys can kind of get a view of what that looks like too. So really nice, and there's kind of a wing flying view. Really cool, and it looks very, very nice. Man, what an incredible model here by NG Models. They did a superior job, and this is just such a good looking airplane, man. One of my favorites in my collection. I do have some talking points I would like to talk about with this aircraft because it is very special to me after all, and there is a lot of cool things with this model. So let's talk about the details of this aircraft and just all that fun stuff. So I believe November 905 Alpha November would have been one of the original American Airlines 737s delivered, one of the very first back in the 1999 time frame. I think American Airlines is still flying this aircraft to this day. I believe the Flagship Freedom livery got repainted around 2016 or so, which is very unfortunate. Luckily though, American Airlines did transpire this onto some of their regional jets and now have the ribbon on some smaller aircraft like the Embraer ERJ-145 on the engine and the Embraer ERJ-175 on the winglet. Do I personally think that's the best way to represent such an incredible livery? No, I think that what they have right here is the best way to do it, but again, we're not going to get into the details about American Airlines at this time and kind of how, I wouldn't say that they've had a downfall, if you will, but what they are not what they used to be. I'm going to say that. So, but just ultimately a super nice model right there. You can even get the backdrop right there and just such an incredible American Airlines vibe. So kind of going into the American Airlines 737, obviously the retro part of the history was that these got delivered. The initial delivery started in 1999. American Airlines took a delivery about, I think it was somewhere around the lines of about 100 of these or so. Could be wrong on that, but it was somewhere in that ballpark, like 75 to 125 or something like that. And you can denote that by the original Alpha November prefix on these aircraft. So that is how you denote that. I think they got from like November 900 all the way up to 979. There may have been a couple numbers that were skipped in there, or they went pretty far up in the line. So I could be wrong on that. 985 maybe is where they went to. But nevertheless, they got several of these, and they did a really good job with them in the fleet. Then they ended up going till, I think, I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure they went all the way up until 2009 before taking their next round of deliveries, because I believe they had their final round of deliveries, which was massive. I think it was like 150 or 200 aircraft from 2009, 2008 or 9, somewhere around there, all the way up until 2015 or 16 was the last, when they took the delivery, the last one, and that put them like 304 or whichever the number was. So American Airlines did end up taking another huge chunk of those, and most of those are the November prefix, so you'll find all the way from the 800s all the way up to 995. I'm pretty sure it was something really high on the list like that, 996. So that is the back half of the American Airlines fleet, and those are the newer airplanes you're going to find. And also in that batch, you're also going to find some random ones, like there's a couple of 200s, a couple of 300s with some different in prefixes too, but for the most part that is the majority, and I just wanted to help you guys out if you're trying to note these older aircraft and newer ones. American Airlines has retrofitted all these airplanes at the current time. Of course, back in the day they had the beautiful blue leather seating with the typical main cabin on most of American Airlines narrow body products. Now you got the Kodiak product, which was pretty much a slight redo of the Oasis product. So obviously I prefer what was in the aircraft when it was made, of course, but nevertheless, still really nice product here for American. They did a phenomenal job on this aircraft. Again, Flagship Freedom was such an incredible livery. This probably got painted around the 2005 time frame or so, and then obviously it progressed into what we have now, and it went all the way up until 2016. I think I saw this aircraft 2 or 3 times. I saw the 757 once, and just what an incredible model. And this was just such a special model to me for various reasons. First and foremost, just incredible purpose right here with the livery and the Flagship livery. Just very incredible, and it means so much to me. And also the breast cancer awareness livery also comes to mind. Big time liveries right there, and they were very applicable. I believe there was also an Embraer 145 that possibly wore this too, but it was mainly the 737 and the 757 that repped this livery. It was really cool. Breast cancer awareness was for sure on a 145, a 757, a 777, and I think that was it. I'm pretty sure there's those 3s, but American really did well with serving these purposes back during their, if you want to say their prime, I would debatably agree with that, and they did a phenomenal job to say the least. I'm trying to think of what else I want to mention with this aircraft before I go into some other like model detail and things like that. But yeah, so many Chrome 737s. It was always a pleasure to get to see this one. I never got like a phenomenal picture of it, if you will, but I always got some topless shots and different ones, so that was kind of funny. But it was always a pleasure to see this aircraft, and I definitely hope that maybe they'll repaint it again onto one new livery sometime. I feel like that would be really cool. But kind of go into some detail about this model. Like I was getting to, this is a very special model to me for various reasons. First and foremost, this is one of the very first NG models I ever got. I believe I unboxed the FedEx 757 first, and then it was this one, and it was so cool. You guys may remember that Psycho Ave Geek video where I mentioned, and kind of an ongoing joke with me saying I don't have enough money for the Flagship Freedom aircraft, or I said retro or something like that, and the Flagship Freedom reaction, because as you guys know, there's never been a model made of one of these, so I was really excited to see that. Just absolutely incredible livery, as you guys can see, and NG models most certainly lived up to that expectation reaction, if you will, because they did a phenomenal job on this airplane right here, as you guys can clearly see. So really good job here by NG models. Just super special to me for that reason, just how everybody notes that Flagship Freedom remark, which, I mean, it was big time, man. The Flagship Freedom livery is awesome. Definitely planning to do a more thorough review of that Boeing 757 as well, because while similar, very pretty aircraft, and definitely has a ton of meaning for those reasons. So you love to see it there for the American 757 too, and just ultimately an absolute stunner of an aircraft as well. And just what got the ball rolling with NG models and their incredible lineup and all these amazing American Airlines Chrome aircraft they've made, an Astrojet and Jet Flagship, and hopefully many more to come too. So just absolutely incredible there from NG models, and just what a model to get the ball rolling. One of the big time ones, and I would debate that it was definitely one of their best decisions thus far. So really cool model. Maybe they'll redo it again in the future, but this version's so good I don't really see that there's a reason to. Every now and then these will pop up on Waffle Collectibles and such, so if you're looking to buy one of these, I would just remain patient, because they're kind of hard to find that in the 757. I actually got this from Waffle on eBay because I barely missed the mark on it selling out, so luckily I was able to get it from Waffle, and they just kind of took it from there, and just beautiful aircraft overall, as you guys know. So trying to think if there's anything else I'd like to add before we move into the history segment. Again, just such a beautiful aircraft. Was so fortunate to get to see it a variety of times, and I thoroughly enjoyed it every time I did get to see it, because it was such a cool aircraft, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I believe that is everything I have to say at this time. Just such a beautiful aircraft, and I could talk for hours about it, but I don't want to take too guys your much time. I just wanted to get to the applicable information, what 737 is all about, the retro theme of it, and just so much fun to get to fly on these back in the day. Thoroughly miss it, and just really cool. But hey, we get to fly on the 737 still, and I'm really eager to see if the 737 turns into the next MD-80 in terms of sentimental attachment when that aircraft gets retired. I still think we probably have well into probably the 2030 range, possibly even longer than that with this aircraft. So I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. But the Boeing 737 is such a cool aircraft, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to go. And again, very huge workhorse aircraft from American Airlines. I'm really excited to see where they take it from here, and I hope you guys are too. Alrighty, everybody, so that will do for today's review on the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Flagship Freedom livery. I thoroughly hope you guys enjoyed this video. Such a cool aircraft right here, and really fortunate to have it in the collection. What a stunner it is, and I'm very glad to have it. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. Phenomenal models, some couple just really small defects, but outside of that, you love to see it here for NG models, American Airlines, and everybody involved. A really cool model. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yes, what an incredible model this is, and I absolutely love it. What a great model. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.